Okay, this is a living example of what a community could look like. I've created a collaborative intelligence community, which is for collaboration technologies and methods, but it's also a demonstration for other people. So this is an example of what the ProcureCon community could look like. This is really just a starting framework or a template, so it could be adjusted to suit your particular preferences, but this just gives you an idea of the architecture. So here we're on the home screen, so this can have just basic information, what we do, about us, FAQs, etc., and you can have some headline content which will be an overview of what the community does and how it works, what you need to do to join, etc. The browse section is where all the content is stored, and you can see that it can be split up by category, either by topic, most popular, top rated, and I've also got a sub-community here which is for procurement. So this is an area focusing on how collaborative technologies are applied to procurement, and there's an opportunity to submit content. I'll show you that quickly. At the moment, because I'm not registered or signed in, I don't have access to that. So there's an example of how you can control access to different assets in the community depending on the status of the user. If we go to the main browse section, so this is where you'd upload all of the content that you generate in the course of your day-to-day activities. So that would be, for example, presentations, marketing materials, webinars, podcasts, everything else that you have related to your events. It could even be internally produced content, so it may be some reports or research summaries that your producers make, or even curated content that they come across in the course of their research, which they can then curate from third parties. We've got an extended view of the categories here. You may not, for your own deployment, want to have all of the categories here because there are quite a lot, but this is purely for demonstration. So you can see you can have different levels of access. You can split it up into the different categories. Topics that are relevant for your community, event listings, partners. So this could be like a sponsorship opportunity. So you could even allow partners to have their own pages where they host their own content. You can divide it up by content length, relevance by function, geography, industry. You can divide it up any way that you want. The key thing with this is that you can hone in on the content here very quickly by just clicking on one area. So let's just say we're interested in challenges and goals around collaboration. So now the display only shows assets that have been categorized as challenges and goals. I can even drill down into that and choose, for example, incentive alignment. And now I only get topics with incentive alignment. It's also possible to have multiple category filters so that you could have multiple selections here, which allow you in a few clicks to really zero in on particular types of content that your user is interested in. Moving over to the Connect, so this is the networking area. We haven't deployed these yet because they're still in draft form. Means we haven't applied the look and feel to it yet. But you could also, if you wanted to use your own third-party systems, if you wanted to continue with Meeting Mojo, this would just be a question of having an API, which would then move this section into whatever third-party system you've got. Likewise with collaboration, this part of our portal isn't deployed yet, but this is where people would be able to create their own work groups, virtual workspaces. Whoops. Solutions, so this is particularly with sponsors in mind. So as well as having sponsor logos on an individual website, you could then offer them solution listings, which of course can then be categorized according to the challenges they help people solve, what kind of solutions they are. So this would be an additional service that you could sell to your sponsors. Partners, again, you may have other partners as well as sponsors. You may have strategic partners like research organizations, advisory board members, contributors. and you can also have a section where people are invited to become partners. The events section, so this again can either be hosted as within B2BSN like this, within your own portal where you can divide up your own events, or it could link through just to your existing websites if you don't want to change your website templates just yet. Finally, there's the membership section. So at the moment we've only got free registered user membership deployed, but you can have as many membership levels as you want with different levels of permissions and access, and that's where you start introducing exclusivity and being able to introduce paywalls and start charging for premium access.